Hey everyone, thanks for joining me this morning for my weekly wellness program. My name is Jerry Baker. I'm a wellness and nutrition coach and consultant. By way of background, I've spent 45 years or so in the healthcare field as a clinical scientist. And in the last 12 years or so, I've discovered that there's a better way to approach things than the way we generally approach them in the healthcare field. Not to knock the healthcare field because there's a lot of good that's done. But the approach is generally to wait till you get sick, go to the doctor, get a diagnosis, and then get drug or chemical to treat at least the symptoms, and then hopefully not have to get another drug to counteract the side effects of the first drug. So my approach is, and my passion really is to help people to get healthier by more natural means. And so I want to share some slides with you that I think you'll find helpful and informative. So in just a moment, let me share my slides. And again, this is my weekly wellness show. Obviously, I do this every week on Wednesday because to me, Wednesday is Wellness Wednesday. To state what I was saying earlier, maybe a little more succinctly, my mission is to empower people to move from finding cures to finding prevention. So I'm here to help you to improve your health by living in harmony with nature and empowering you to live your best life. So thanks for joining me today. Again, even more succinctly, the best way to ensure you have a life of lasting vitality and well-being is to get educated on the natural way to health. One thing I like to say is I help people to live younger, longer. People are living longer today, but unfortunately, a lot of times the last years are not very healthy. So in today's show, I'm going to share three of my favorite takeaways from my recent Vitality for Life show, which airs every Wednesday, or not every Wednesday, at least one Wednesday a month. And this was the dirty truth about everyday products. And I'll show you how you can access that show in case you missed it. So here's three of my favorite takeaways from the show. So you can be in the know and make more empowered choices at home. Just because it's sold doesn't mean it's safe. So let's start with something that really stuck with me. There's a story in the show about Bob. When he was in college, he took a job cleaning floors in the hospital and he thought it was just another gig. But after weeks of coughing and constant irritation, something clicked with him. One day, while he was leaning over a steaming bucket of industrial cleaner, his glasses fogged and he saw this thick film. It's the same stuff he had been breathing in. And you can only imagine what uh, film might be on his lungs as well. That moment made him realize just because it's sold doesn't mean it's safe. So here's my question for you. When was the last time you looked at the ingredients label on the cleaners that you're buying? Bob's story is such a powerful reminder to take a closer look at the things we trust to keep our homes clean. So how could your cleaning products be affecting your family? Well, we often think cleaning products mean safety, but some of those very products might be doing more harm than good. So kids crawling on floors can absorb toxins through their skin. Pets breathe in fumes right at the ground level. And if you're using these cleaners for your laundry, toxic residues could be clinging to your pillowcases that your children are sleeping on each night. I know that from personal experience because my oldest grandson had a severe problem with asthma. Once my daughter changed to green cleaning products or non-toxic cleaning products or organic cleaning products, Luca's asthma just about disappeared because he wasn't sleeping anymore on these pillowcases with all these toxins. So harsh sprays can irritate your eyes, your skin, or even your lungs. If you've ever accidentally somehow gotten some of that spray in your eyes, you'll know that. And long-term exposure, it can affect hormones and even your nervous system. So that's why switching to safer products isn't just green, but it's a wellness choice that really impacts your whole household. So in the show, Bob gives one key advice, and that is when you know better, you can clean better. One tip that surprised me and might surprise you as well, many products that say natural or green still contain harmful ingredients. So it's all about learning what to look for, and that's what we talked about in the show. So in this short clip, he shares exactly how to vet products and what labels to watch for and what ingredients to avoid.
Just go to EWG or any other reputable source of information on companies that actually offer real green, because it says green on the label doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually safe. So, my feeling is that if there are actually safe green cleaning products that either you can purchase from a reputable company that actually has a reputation for doing what they say, or make your own homebrew. There's a lot of great cleaning recipes you can just do to get common things like vinegar, that kind of thing. So those would be two suggestions I'd make. Ask yourself if you really need a super toxic toilet bowl cleaner. And my guess would be no, you really don't. Nor do you need an acid-based cleaner to clean your shower. You don't really need that. So the very first thing is to ask yourself which of the cleaners that you're using has ingredients in it that you really want to stay away from, like oven cleaners and tile cleaners. Then find yourself a really good, non-toxic, biodegradable general cleaner, preferably one that doesn't come pre-diluted. And so that's the first thing. Slim down the products you have. Decide what do you actually really need to get clean. And a good general cleaner will handle pretty much everything. And then if you like bubbly and whatnot for dishes, well, buy something from a reputable company that has bubbly that doesn't have any of the other bad stuff.
Okay, that was one of the clips from the show. And of course, if you access the show, again, I'll be providing information for you where you can do that and see other also helpful tips as well. So if you love science side of things like I do, and Dr. Daggie's statement or segment was really good. In this clip, he broke down how certain chemicals, even in tiny amounts, can mess with your hormones, your immune system, and even your energy.
Yeah, so BPA is an interesting case. It's bisphenol A, BPA. It was used in a lot of food contact plastics. So a lot of times, if you're having some canned food, the can is made of metal, but there would be a plastic liner inside to prevent the food being in direct contact with the metal, which could cause off flavors or shorter shelf life kind of problems. And that plastic would contain the BPA. So that's where it started. And someone did studies that showed that that was an endocrine disruptor. Let me explain what an endocrine disruptor is, because that's a term that people have heard, but I think a lot of times don't know. So the endocrine system, this is involving the hormones in our body that help regulate many processes in our body that are key to our health. Some microplastics will act like the hormone. Okay, so it's as though you had more of that hormone than you really had. Other endocrine disruptors act in the opposite direction. They block that hormone from doing what it should do. So it's like you have less of that hormone. And still other endocrine disruptors affect the gland that secretes the hormone and will cause the gland to either make and secrete more or make and secrete less. So there are multiple classes of these chemicals. You mentioned BPA was one of the first ones studied. Dioxins, you probably heard. Phthalates, I think you mentioned. PFAS is another one. These are all endocrine disruptors. And why should we be concerned? Well, they regulate, our endocrine system regulates functions like growth, fertility, reproduction. So it's a great concern if you're affecting systems like that, particularly when we have exposure, again, going back even before birth.
Well, that was interesting and very concerning, I would say. Another tip is to choose sunscreen that protects coral reefs if you're concerned about the environment. Some of the chemicals in traditional sunscreens like oxybenzone and octinoxate, I hope I'm saying that correctly, are harming coral reefs and potentially your skin. So if you're headed outside this weekend, double check what it is that you're putting on. There are reef-safe options that work great and protect your health as well. So if you want me to send you this video clip, let me know in the comments or send me an email and I'll be happy to do that. So this whole journey of going low tox doesn't have to be overwhelming. It's about learning step by step, and I'm here to support you all the way. So if you want to catch the full replay, it's full of stories, science, solutions, and all kinds of things. Just comment replay or send me an email and I'll send you the link. So quick recap of today's show, a little longer than usual, but just because it's sold doesn't mean it's safe. There's many everyday cleaning products that contain hidden toxins that can impact your health and especially, your kids and your pets. And when you know better, you can clean better. So learning what's really in your products empowers you to make safer, low tox choices for a healthier home. And there is the Earth Day that's being celebrated. So you can make choices that are good for you and as well as the planet. Discover products that will keep you and your home safe from hidden toxins while supporting a cleaner environment. So drop a comment, send me a message or an email today, and let's take small, powerful steps towards a healthier you and, excuse me, and a healthier climate. Here's an article in my Wellness Center you might want to read. It's about my 3 favorite highlights from the Dirty Truth webcast, which we just talked about. Now, if you're not subscribed yet, you can create a free account in my Wellness Center, and it will unlock access to a lot of videos, interviews, articles, and that sort of thing from experts in the field. And I've dropped a link to my Wellness Center at the end of the show, and don't worry, I won't send you a lot of unwanted emails. Just create a free account and you'll begin to receive my newsletter every week as well. So last week we talked about, again, the dirty truth about everyday products, the Vitality for Life show. Again, kind of a summary of what we talked about today as well. Hidden toxins that are just everywhere, personal cleaners, personal care items, and just some simple steps you can take to avoid those products and those toxins in your home. So there's some other archived events in my Wellness Center. This is the actual Vitality for Life show. You can go to my Wellness Center and access this, the replay. And increase your wellness IQ and join my wellness community on Facebook. I've got a link for that that I'll be sharing shortly. And then message or email me for links to learn more. So here are important links. My Wellness Center. Again, just you can pause the program here or just take a screenshot. Very easy to access my Wellness Center. As you can see the address there. The link for the replay of last week's webcast, you can message or email me to get that link. There's a link to my wellness Facebook page. I post in there every day, Monday through Friday, just wellness tips, recipes, healthy recipes, and answer questions, common questions about wellness and nutrition. And then if you're interested, I also have a page where you can get personalized recommendations for what products are best for you with respect to your health concerns, your health goals. Look at there's questions about your diet, your diet, your everyday life, your lifestyle, and all those things your doctors have told you that you need to be concerned about. This link will take you to a questionnaire. When you complete the questionnaire and submit it, you'll get a email back that with a number of recommendations of products that would be best for you. And then once you receive that, you can always email me and ask for my help in discerning those recommendations and figuring out what would be best to do, particularly given what your budget is. So again, thanks again for watching. Hope you'll join us again next week. And here's to good health for you and your family. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you will join us again next week. Again, every Wednesday, Wellness Wednesday. So thanks for joining me on my wellness program today, and have a great rest of the day. Take care. Bye-bye.